In major national news tonight, on day 34 of the government shutdown, the Senate voted on two proposals designed to end it, but neither one could seal the deal. Our Washington Bureau reporter Samantha-Jo is joining us live now at 5:15 from Capitol Hill. And with these failed votes, Samantha-Jo, I'm sure lawmakers at this point have to be feeling the heat.
Veronica, absolutely. And while a number of senators voted for both bills, it wasn't nearly enough. And now lawmakers are feeling the latest pressure point, with thousands of federal workers set to miss a second paycheck tomorrow.
Competing plans to reopen the government.
The motion is not agreed to.
Both falling flat in the U.S. Senate.
The president has made an opening offer, which I think is a reasonable one.
That offer, $5.7 billion for the wall and 3 years of protection for dreamers. Meanwhile, Democrats proposed to open the government for 3 weeks to allow for further negotiations. But now it's back to the drawing board. And even Republicans like Florida Senator Rick Scott say a better deal should be on the table.
What I want is a permanent fix for the border, so we don't have to do this in 3 months or 3 years. Number two, we ought to have a permanent solution for dreamers and for TPS.
Senator Marco Rubio is on the same page. He wants a pathway to citizenship for the dreamers and says that could be on the table for future negotiations.
And that's one of the concessions the president's prepared to make. That's not something that in the past he's been a huge fan of, but he is willing to offer that in exchange for border security.
I think those kinds of changes need further discussion and shouldn't be crammed into this political fight.
The Democratic-controlled House has repeatedly voted to fund the government without putting money toward the wall. Congresswoman Stephanie, the leader of the Blue Dog coalition of moderate Democrats, is working to find a way forward, starting with sending letters to leadership of both parties in both chambers.
We are proposing that there is a bicameral, bipartisan summit to hash out the details of what a compromise plan that would address border security would look like.
Well, it's unclear what steps lawmakers and President Trump will take next. Congress has canceled a planned recess as the shutdown lingers, with some senators calling on lawmakers to stay here in Washington over the weekend as they try and hammer out a deal. We're live on Capitol Hill this evening. Samantha-Jo, Spectrum, Bay News 9.